Hello and welcome to Psychology here at One. This presentation will hopefully give you a little bit more information about the course, the different things we study, and what it's like to study psychology at One. So this is all the staff within the department. We teach a mixture of Year 12 and 13 students between us all. And when you come to study with us, you will have two teachers for your psychology course because the teachers teach different sides of the course. And we've all had different routes to get into teaching as well. So there's lots of information that we can give you about next steps and things to progress on to once you've finished your studies with us. So the structure of the course, psychology is 100% exam-based, so there's no coursework element whatsoever. You will be assessed entirely in 3 exams at the end of Year 13. As I mentioned, you will have 2 teachers for psychology, and the topics that you study across the 2 years are divided up between those teachers. Now, we try to assess you very frequently, partly because the subject is fully exam-based. So we want to give you every opportunity possible to make sure that you're practicing your exam technique and you know exactly what to write in the exam to get you those top marks. So we look at having assessments approximately every 3 weeks on both sides of the course. We have quite high homework expectations as well. We do set homework every lesson, and that will be due the following lesson. So you will be set 2 pieces of psychology homework per week. So this is an overview of the topics that we study, and we've broken it down into topics that you study in the first year and the second year. So social influence looks at why we conform and reasons why we obey authority figures. So we look at fitting in to be part of a group and why people obey when they're told to. In memory, we look at how memories are stored in the brain. So what is the structure of memory within the brain? We also look at forgetting as part of that as well. And we also look at eyewitness testimony and different studies into eyewitness testimony and how we can look at improving eyewitness testimony. We also study attachment. So this focuses on the importance of the bond we make with our primary attachment figure during the first 2 years of life. It considers what happens if that bond isn't formed, how do we recover from that, and what's the impact of this later on in our lives. We also look at psychopathology, which covers different explanations and treatments for certain mental health conditions such as depression and phobias and obsessive compulsive disorder. We look at different definitions of abnormality and how this varies across cultures as well. We also look at approaches, which is essentially how the different schools of thought within psychology explain behaviour. So we look at how would behaviourists explain behaviour, for example, how would humanists explain behaviour. So we look at lots of different aspects of understanding behaviour. We also study biopsychology, which is obviously heavily biologically based. This looks at the role of the nervous system and the fight or flight response as part of that. We also look at issues and debates. So this is considering different debates within psychology, such as nature versus nurture, and also free will versus determinism. And we also look at the role of gender and culture and the roles that they play in research as well. In Year 12, we also study research methods, and this crosses over into Year 13. So we do a module of this in Year 13 as well. And this looks at how we perform research in psychology and how we scientifically study behaviour. In Year 13, we look also at schizophrenia, so the symptoms that you can identify schizophrenia with and the treatment of that. We look at addiction, so considering reasons why people smoke and why people gamble, and what we can do to reduce that addiction. And we also study relationships. So we look at how relationships are formed, how these relationships are maintained, and also we consider relationship breakdown as part of that. And this also links to the impact of the attachments that we make as children and the impact that these have on our relationships in later life. So this is how you're going to be assessed. As I mentioned, it is a 100% exam-based subject. As such, we have 3 2-hour exams at the end of year 13 that you sit, and they each have equal weighting, and you can see that the different topics that you study are split up between those 3 papers at the end of year 13. Within the department, we also like to give students the opportunity to experience a number of different activities and opportunities, and as such, there are a few trips which we put on almost every year. So we have the University of Essex Social Sciences Conference, which was really nice because it gives students an opportunity to visit the University of Essex and have a look around and see what the university itself is like, but also to attend some lectures with members of the social sciences department there, which can help to support your understanding of the topics that you study with us at college. Also, for the past few years, we have taken social sciences students to Disneyland, which is a great opportunity for students to carry out some psychological research and consider a number of topics that they've studied in relation to a new environment, which is really great. So where can psychology take me? Where can you go from here once you've finished your studies with us? There are lots of different opportunities and places that you could take psychology. Lots of people go on to study psychology at university, and this can lead to a number of different career choices. Studying psychology as an undergraduate degree at university opens up a lot of doors into potential careers. You can see on this slide, there's information for how to become a chartered psychologist. So all of that begins with an accredited undergraduate degree from the British Psychological Society. You can find out more details about this on their website and through talking to us as well. As I mentioned, we're all from different backgrounds to get where we are today, so we can help you with making those decisions and giving you advice on where to go next. So hopefully that's given you a little bit of an introduction to the course and telling you a little bit about us. We've now got the opportunity for you to ask us any questions if you'd like to, and we look forward to hopefully seeing you soon. Thank you.